Wyc, thanks for joining us for a few minutes. Let's begin with, I think it's going to be a special day on Monday where Mayor Wu, Governor Healy, the Celtics, and Mrs. Janine Russell will announce the renaming of the North Washington Street Bridge to the William Felton Bill Russell Bridge. What's that mean to you and the Boston Celtics?
Spectacular. I mean, he's so iconic, was and remains an icon and a leader and inspiration. And to have that very major artery, brand new construction, right, going to, connecting basically the garden area to everywhere else. It feels great to me. Thrilled about it. I'll be at the ceremony and be very, very happy to be there.
You've been very emotional about Bill Russell. What did he mean to you?
I guess I'm emotional about a lot of things, but he meant so much. That smile lingers in my memory very clearly. Being at his memorial, his funeral, was an honor or just a moving time, a special time, remembering him. But I got to be with him for, I don't know, 19 years or something, and saw him every year for 19 years and maybe sometimes twice a year. And it was always just warm. It was warm, and he was just a gracious, warm person. And when you got to know him, you felt like the luckiest person in the world.
And boy, it would be nice to have him on any team. He's maybe one of the most underappreciated athletes of all time, just because of his resume all the way through college, the Olympics, and 11 and 13 years, and a coach and everything else. Incredible, and off the court too, but just, man, what a basketball player.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the greatest winner of all time. Anyway, it's an honor to have known him, and we miss him, and it's great that this bridge is being named in his honor.
All right, and on Tuesday, the unfurling of banner number 18, the championship rings. Let's begin with, can you give us any insight as to what the rings will look like? And the design is always special, and the little things that go in it and the meaning of them. What are some of the things that mean a lot to you with these rings?
Oh, well, that's all coming out. That'll be in good time, Roche. I'm sorry, but I will say this. When we made the ring in '08, it was, I think, the biggest one ever made, by a little bit, but it's a big ring. And now that size of ring is our second tier of rings. We got a few different sizes, and they've just continued to grow over the years. So these things are more like championship belts now. You really can't wear them necessarily, but then you can get a wearable size too. But they're like golf balls. They're pretty fun. They're coming into town. We haven't seen, or I haven't seen a real one yet. They're coming in, hand carried in Monday night, and we'll have them for Tuesday.
Do you wear yours? Have you worn your '08 ring much?
I wear it. I wear it at every game. I don't wear it anywhere else. Don't wear it to the grocery store or out to dinner, but I do wear it at the games just to make sure the refs know who's talking to them, and that the other players know what it means to be a Celtic. You get a ring.
And as that banner goes up to the rafters, what will be going through your mind?
Oh my gosh, I don't actually know, but ever since, what was it, June 17th, I think it was, or whatever date it was, it's been a blur. It's been such a happy moment. It was a real battle. We all collectively battled for 10, 11 years to bring this back. After 13, when we lost in the first round, and Doc left, and we hired Brad and started a rebuild and made the trade with Brooklyn. It all started, I think, in 2013. And so it's been 11 years of really trying to stay the course and try not to panic and not blow it up, and hope that we could get to the top of the mountain again, putting the pieces in place with those draft picks that became Jalen and Jason. And it worked out. And on this team, this was one of the best Celtics teams ever assembled, or one of the best Celtics teams, I'll just say, and one of the best teams of all time. It was actually the top rated offense of any offense that has ever played in the NBA. And we go on from there with the accolades for this team. They're great guys and great teammates and great winners and great champions.
You mentioned it's almost 4 months to the day of winning that championship, and then the parade 4 days later. What are some of the special memories you have in particular from the championship, the parade, just special moments, maybe little things that meant a lot to you?
Well, there's three things that stick out in everybody's mind. I mean, I've seen the whole team since then in various places. And then we were all over in Abu Dhabi for a week together, and this is what we talked about. Was looking back, everybody remembers Jalen's shot in the first game against the Pacers. to take it to overtime. Everybody remembers Pritchard's shot to ice it in game 5. We were up 18, then all of a sudden we're up 21, broke their backs. And then everybody remembers the parade. And if you ask someone on the team for one moment, they say the parade. The parade was over the top. We thank everybody in Boston and surrounding for coming in, a couple million people plus, I guess it was. And it was earth-shattering. None of us can forget it. None of us want to forget it. And we thank everybody.
Yeah, and I think that's the cool thing in talking to athletes, and we've been blessed here in Boston with all the championships. Coming onto the street, no matter where it's from, where it was next to the Garden, the first time you come onto that street in that duck boat has to be jaw-dropping.
It sounds like a jet engine. You're coming up the tunnel in the duck boats and you hear the roaring out there and you're like, what could that possibly be? And you take the right turn onto Causeway and it goes for 90 minutes. People were hundreds deep. Everybody was sending love and cheers, and we were sending it right back, and it was just magic. So we thank everybody, but hey, let's try to do it again.
Just a quick thought from you on the Brad Stevens, the GM, and Joe Mazzulla, the coach, and how they make a great pair and just what they've meant to this franchise.
I mean, brilliant and brilliant, driven and driven. One, might look more restrained and more, like if you give Brad Stevens a trophy, it's not going to come back dented. Okay. They have some stylistic differences, but I think deep down, they're both incredible competitors, genius level intellects, and great leaders. And I couldn't be more appreciative of having them and proud of being part of the team with them and thankful for them. And then you can go down the list with everybody on the roster, the front office, our business side that supports the whole thing, the corporate partners, the fans. There's so many people to thank, and all I can really say is we all want it together. This banner is for everybody, and let's raise it on Tuesday.
I'd like to ask you about one particular employee that I love, and I just can't get enough of just sitting and talking with him because he's a history book, and that's Jeff Twiss. Longtime PR man, just kind of been with the organization forever. Just what are some of the things you love about a guy like him?
He epitomizes everything that's good about the Celtics. He's been with us, I think, 41 years now, I think it is. Red hired him like one of Red's early hires and brilliant hires. Jeff is gracious, generous, thoughtful, just the kind of human being we all should try to be. And he embodies it. And he's so proud to be a Celtic. He wears his ring from 86. And he's got one from 08, and now we'll have from 24. He and I went out to see Bob Cousy the other day. Who you're going to bring out to see Bob Cousy but Jeff Twiss. He arranged the visit. He came there. Everybody lights up when Jeff walks in the room, and we just love him.
He's awesome. And let's turn our attention page to the 24-25 team. How much do you thank Steve Kerr for motivation to begin with as you start the season?
I know. I wish we were playing the Warriors Tuesday night. I mean, the Knicks are no joke, but they'll be tough. But the Warriors, I would love to play Steve Kerr every game. I'm very grateful to Steve. And I think our guys had enough motivation just trying to come back and keep the championship drive going, the championship feeling and competitive level going. But I think, for whatever reason, I'm sure there were good reasons and all of that, but just having some fun with it and making it motivation, why not? We need all the motivation we can get. It's hard to repeat. We'd love to repeat. So I think the guys, you look at Jalen and you look at Jason over in Abu Dhabi, I saw them obviously up close. They are ripped. They are ready to go, and they are on fire. And they are our leaders, although there's a lot of leadership on the team, but they're the leaders, and I'm confident we'll give a good effort. I don't know what'll happen. We have to have a good luck as usual, but I love this team. I love having them all back, and let's go.
Yeah, it's never easy. What's the message from top to bottom in the organization as you start the season?
Well, let's see. The message has always been, pride and community. Tonight we have our gala. We have 950 people over at the Encore. We're celebrating our charitable efforts and thanking everybody and raising money for the charity. And my partner, Steve Palyuk, is the chairman of that whole effort. So thanks to him. But that's, we help 2,000 charities a year. So that's one of the messages is it's not just basketball, it's 2,000 charities and growing. But the basketball side, Joe has said, listen, 24 is 24. When we raise the banner, take a look and that's it. No more gear wearing, no wearing like championship t-shirts when you're an assistant coach. Even in a practice or a shoot around, that stuff's all going to be for, off days or for just keeping the drawer. Like Joe has turned the page. He wants to repeat. And when Joe wants to repeat, he's going to make sure everybody falls in line.
How about the Bob Ryan commented this might be the deepest team in NBA history when a guy like
Well,
that says it.
well,
Right?
Bob's seen a lot of teams, so I'll go with Bob. I go with whatever they say, Bob Ryan and Dan Shaughnessy and the whole crew. They've been, the late Will McDonough, the great Will McDonough. What they write, sometimes they write positive things, sometimes they don't. But you got to roll with it. They know what they're doing. They watch the games, and so we respect them. And that was a nice comment from Bob.
And finally, I got to ask you about the sale. What can you tell us, Wyc? And I was kind of like startled, like everybody was. And for me, it was. I hope these conversations can continue through 2028 with you. Tell
That's
us
the
where,
plan.
yeah, tell us where you're at and what can you tell us and what can you tell the fans?
Yeah, well, there's good interest in the team. We're focused on having the next person and then hopefully having a good transition period so that it's smooth and so it keeps the Celtics running, in a positive direction. We feel like it's a positive direction now, but we know that there's going to be a change and we're going to try to transition into that. I'd love to stay till 28, but in the meantime, there's a lot of interest in the team and I'm trying not to let it distract me from focusing on the games and focusing on what needs to get done here. But particularly, I don't want the players or the coaches or anybody to worry about anything. We're going to take care of this. And let's just play some basketball, sort of the basic mindset of the moment.
Yeah, and finally, we know, it's for the sale is for estate planning purposes for your family. You said that in a statement, but what have the Boston Celtics meant to you, Wyc, from day one when you first bought it 22 years ago to where now you're getting ready for the next chapter and then eventually to kind of step away a little bit?
Yeah, Dan, I was 41 when I thought of doing this, so please don't do the math, but yes, I'm 63. But it's been a third of my life. It is the best experience I can imagine from a professional standpoint. I won't say business standpoint because it's not a business to me. It's a love of my life. It's a passion. The business has gone great. Everybody's been supportive, but we take the business and we use it to run the basketball. And it's worked great to be able to win twice and to be able to do the things in the community and to be able to have the incredible friendships, to this day with, just saw KG in Abu Dhabi, sat with him next to him at one of the games courtside. And I just heard so many things that KG, having a lifetime friendship with KG, different person, different mindset, different talents. I mean, he's got incredible talents, different everything about KG, but we're like friends and we're bonded because of 2008. And now we've got that whole bond again with all these 24 guys and maybe more to come. So, I mean, it's just the time of my life. I love it. And really appreciative to have been and to continue being involved with it.